Okay, we're gonna start this weekend off strong. I just got back from dinner with one of my very best friends and it was so much fun and I just love her so much. And then I came home and I'm just in such a good mood that I want to do something fun with my time, and I want to do something that I've been wanting to do. And I was a little bit stuck between if I should read something or if I should do something else. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and write something because something super exciting happened a couple of weeks ago and I shared it with all of my friends and it's been really making me so happy and excited, and it's making me like have that feeling of wanting to write again come back. But a couple of weeks ago I noticed one of my fan fictions was getting a lot of attention and I was so surprised by that happening. And I'm used to a good amount of traffic coming in every now and then. It'll be like 1 or 2 people will read it in a weekend, and then a couple weeks later another handful of people will read it. But this was an aggressive amount of people. I was so confused, and somebody commented at one point saying like, all the context I have for this is that it's the best fan fiction ever written. And I was like, who told you this? And they sent me a TikTok that somebody had made on a story that I wrote screaming about how it's the best fan fiction that they've ever read, which I love it. I love the story so deeply, but it's definitely not the best story ever written. But the feedback I've been getting recently on it has been absolutely amazing. It's just I can't even put into words like having something that you spent so long on have such a just have so many people respect your work and enjoy it and tell you that you should be an author and all these like super kind, wonderful things. And it's made me want to get back into writing so badly. I just felt like I haven't had a ton of time, so tonight I think I want to do that because everyone's been inspiring me because of all the kind things they say about this fan fiction that I did work really, really hard on, and I am so proud of it. But it makes me want to write something more. Sorry, my battery died, but as I was saying, it's just it means a lot to have so many people say that something you worked on so hard actually impacted them in the way that it kind of impacted you. Like, I cried so much writing that story. It was something that I really needed to just get out, and I'm really happy that people are loving it and so many more people are finding it. But it's making me a little nervous that the next thing I post won't be as good, because I've had it in the back of my mind for the past year to write a sequel to this story, or not really a sequel, but like little snippets of these characters that I envision in my mind. But I think I'm too nervous to continue on in the universe at this moment. I want to post something else that people will hopefully like too, so I think that's something I'm going to work on. I had an idea at work today and kind of jotted something down on my phone, so I think that's what I'm going to work on tonight for a little bit. Probably won't get anywhere close to finishing it, but I'll get the idea a little bit more scripted and outlined and stuff. And then tomorrow I'm going to be going to my friend's library that she works at and picking up some books that she grabbed for me, so hopefully I will remember to take you along on that, and then maybe we'll actually be reading in this reading vlog. So we're going to start off with some writing and then we're going to move on to reading, and I'm excited for the weekend already. I think it's going to be a good one. Oh, and I'm planning my birthday trip that's coming up soon, so it'll be a fun time, and let's hope that I can remember to take my camera along with me and that my batteries are lasting. Anyway, I'm rambling, let's go. Little change in plans for the weekend. My friend is not actually at her library today, so I am not going to be going over there, but I figured I would use this time instead to continue filming my June reset and also talk to you about the book that I'm actually reading this week, which is The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. This is my March pick for the Story Continue book club that just took forever to get on Libby, and then I decided to pick it up last week when I went to the library by me, and I'm about 30% into it and I think I like it. I'm not loving it though. I'm not big on Greek mythology. It's not something I had a passion for when I was younger. Like, I wasn't a part of the Percy Jackson fandom. I didn't actually read those until a couple years ago, so I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. I know basically nothing about Norse mythology. Why is that so hard to say? But it's reminding me a lot of Ariadne in the pacing of it and kind of the storyline too, where there's a witch or a woman and a man shows up and kind of like messes up her life by showing up every now and then. And the pacing of it though is very slow at the beginning, and then it time jumps, and then time jumps again, and then time jumps again. So I have a feeling this is going to progress through a lot of time, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I love stories with that sort of pacing, but so far the writing is really well done. I like the characters enough, it's interesting, but I haven't had the desire to pick it up since I read the first 30%, so it's not my favorite ever. But I do need to continue on reading this, hopefully later tonight. Hopefully I'll finish it by tomorrow, and then I can move on to something else that I want to read. It's also the start of Pride Month, so I have a bunch of books that I really want to pick up this month, so I'm excited for that. But I do want to get through this one first. And yeah, I figured I would just check in on that. I am still cleaning. I will take you along for a little bit more into this weekend that I have, and I am officially planning my birthday trip, like really locking down some details these next couple of weeks, because I go at the end of the month, because I am turning 30. I am turning 30 on the last day of this month, and it's crazy. It's craziness, and I'm trying to not think about it, so I just want to plan my birthday trip and not think about the fact that I'm turning 30. So I'm rambling. Let's move on. So I have about an hour left of the book, and I think I'm still liking it. It's definitely slow, despite the fact that it's covering a lot of ground. So I think that's just the nature of mythology, how it has to cover so much ground that everything feels like it's taking as long as the years and years that pass by through all of the events that happen within them. So we're jumping around quite a lot. I'm struggling to understand what the timeline is for this. I feel like the very beginning, it was a couple of years, but it happened within a couple of chapters, even though there's no chapters in this, a couple of pages. And then the past, I don't know, 100 pages or so have spanned a couple of years as well, but I don't know how long. I'm guesstimating roughly 10 or more years, but I don't know for certain. I feel like the passage of time is very up in the air for me, so I'm not hating that aspect to it. I just find it not as engaging based on how I like to read. So I'm enjoying it. I do think I'll finish right now. I'm just gonna like sit down and get it over with, you know, just to get that done. And then I am considering moving on to Heartstopper Volume 5. I got this through Libby, and I think it'll be a quick, easy read. But at the same time, I still have some other books that I really want to pick up too, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of feeling a little blah today. I just really want to lounge around, but I also want to get stuff done. Like, I don't want to feel as icky as I was feeling this morning when I was just like laying on the couch. So I try to get ready a little bit, trying to drink some water, eat a little bit, make myself feel a little more active. But it's getting hotter in Arizona, so it's getting hotter in my house, and I'm just kind of feeling not 1000%. So just not excited. I love the summer because it stays lighter longer. You can do more in the evenings and stuff, but it's so damn hot here. It's a struggle. So I'll lounge on my couch, try and stay cool, finish this book, and then check in with you. I should also get to editing my video for this week so that I'm ahead of schedule and not scrambling tomorrow night to edit, right? So maybe I'll do that later too. Hopefully my AC isn't too loud for you, but I'm about to go on a walk, and I did finish The Witch's Heart and Heartstopper a little bit ago, so I figured I would check in with you before I go on the walk and forget. So I ended up really liking The Witch's Heart. I did think that it was a little bit long. Even though it was a little bit under 400 pages, it just felt long, and I think that was because of how much time that it covered. But I did end up really liking it. It made me cry a whole lot because it's essentially about a mother and her love for her children, and it just takes us a while to get to that point where tragedy happens to her, revolving her children and other children and whatnot. And there's a whole prophecy element to it too that was really gut-wrenching, and the ending was heartbreaking but beautiful. So I ended up really liking that one. It is definitely a strong 4-star, maybe even 5-star. I just felt like I got bored a lot and I really wanted it to end. But that being said, I do think that it's a book that should be read not in one sitting. I think it's one that you come back to here and there and you just savor it a little bit. So I think that's on me for how I read it. So I do think it has 5-star potential for a lot of people, but I consumed it a little bit too fast. So it was good. I really did like it. I liked it probably more than a lot of the Greek mythology retellings that I've read. I just felt like this one made way more sense to me. It was easier to follow. So definitely recommend that one. And then Heartstopper, I liked it. I liked it the same. I like all the other ones. It's cutesy, it's fun, it's really simple and fast. This one felt like it was definitely the shortest of it. I feel like I read it in 30 minutes, where the other ones usually take me an hour and a half to 2 hours to read them. I don't know if it was the effect of reading on my Kindle or something, but it was good. I did like it. I feel so old when I read them. It was okay. I liked it. It was cute enough. It's gonna be cutesy on the show. I am looking forward to how it ends. I think it's just a really cute, wholesome read. So there is that, and I think that's all that I need to update you on. I'm looking down at my dash, and I think I have a hole in one of my tires because they're supposed to be around 33 PSI, and one of them is at 22. So that's cool. I'm gonna deal with that after I go on this walk, and I'm gonna sweat to death. But then I get a shower, which will be nice. Let's do this. I'm also gonna jam out the same song by Chaperone over and over and over again like I have been all weekend.